Welcome everybody to another episode of Bob Bitchin' 66, where today we are going to be taking some Peugeots around Alsace, a fake course that has no bearing over any of the real courses in this real world. But I want to change things up this video. I want to take a time to go with a different car and go around this track and just show in a time trial what kind of steps I would be taking to go around this track. So we are driving production cars in the actual race, but I wanted to just show in a race car kind of how to go through this. So turn one, you've got a good horseshoe right here. You want to just kind of half throttle it through there. I take it into second gear. Then you're going to have a semi-long straight with a kink to the left. So I want to take a fast car through this just so we weren't spending too much time on this, but the principles are essentially going to be the same except for the fact that production cars won't have the amount of handling that comes with race cars. So downshifting here into second, this is a little bit steeper of a turn than you think because you have the hill to account for. So you really want to make sure that you're not putting too much power into the car as you come through these because there's a lot of banks and a lot of hills, so it's going to create a lot of oversteer in really any car you're driving. So through those two turns, we're coming into this really steep one here, and this is one of the most troubling ones that you're going to see a lot of issues come the race. And just want to clip that corner on the inside at a pretty good pace, and you should be able to get around that without any problems. There's not too much of a hill there to affect. And same with this one as well, not too much of a hill right there. But here's where we get interesting. It's almost going to be like the turn in a NASCAR half oval. So here, I keep it in third and I just kind of half throttle it all the way through, keeping to the inside. It's going to depend where the cars you're racing are. Obviously, when you can get the slipstream, you want to be going for that. But here's one of the biggest troubling areas right here, which is a quick little hairpin right here. So I downshift into second here just because it's a race car. I think in my production I may actually go into first gear. And just come out of there, be smooth about it, don't want to oversteer, don't want to put too much power, and really important right there is to go from the outside to the inside on that turn. You can get a lot of speed coming out of that turn if you're able to just keep the right angle. And this is going to be the last challenging part here. The last two turns are very downhill, so you've got to be very careful where your braking point is. And keep it in a low gear as you come through here. You just want to get really close to this wall, keep it as smooth as possible. Because obviously when you're driving smooth, you're driving fast. And that just shows when you come through turns, you're not sliding, slipping, everything. So on to the race here. I'm starting into 10th place with the Peugeot. It's a lot of production car nonsense. A lot of the cars aren't going to get too far away from everyone else. So it's going to be just keeping my slipstream where I can and making the best of staying away from the carnage that will ensue. We already see a 1 second penalty coming from what looks like TRX083 getting his workouts and serving those workouts in the penalty zone. So here I'm able to grab one place, so I was able to get out of the starting gate into 9th and really going to be just keeping my distance from the cars ahead. I feel like in production cars, not a lot of people factor how to go into these turns as I kind of take it smooth, let the cars go farming on the left, and just cruise through these turns. Really want to just focus on slipstream here. You're not going to get a lot of speed, you're not going to get a lot of distance from these production cars, and you have to maintain and understand that this thing is not always going to want to turn when you want it to turn. It is going to oversteer. But honestly, this Peugeot, I had a really good time driving. I actually didn't have too many issues. It felt like I had a lot more grip when it came into turns, and I can't say that for driving the Ford Focus, driving for any of the other hatchbacks that I've gone through. So coming here, I'm trying to make a move on 7th place here. I was able to get past 9th, but a lot of congestion here, and this half oval might be the spot where I do it. A lot of people are going to fight to hug for that inside. I'm going to go a little bit on the outside here and try to get just around them, maybe for a cutback on the inside. So not going to get too much of the toe, trying to just go here. And honestly, from this point, I'm really hoping to bank that this hairpin turn is not going to go well for a lot of people. So coming in here, I'm really going to watch my brake point. Downshifting early, you see I'm really swinging it in there, really using the car's weight to my advantage. I'm able to tuck right to the inside. I get woof out of nowhere, like a Bengal tiger in the Serengeti, just coming into that turn, hitting me right into the side of my car. But I'm not going to let that faze me. I'm going to hop right through that line that I was talking about, hugging the inside, clipping to the inside, and that's going to give me a couple positions. I'm on to 6th now with penalties galore coming from behind me. Staying away from that nonsense, and here's the downhill slant, hoping that no one's got lock on, setting phasers to stun, and we're going to roll through here, try to get as much cars as I can, but there's going to be a little bit of contact from everyone as we try to push through there. And I am going to get out of there with no penalties, intact for the most part. And I'm rolling into lap 2, 2-lap race. So very quick one, rolling to lap 2 in 5th place. Not a bad place to be if we want to grab a podium. So 4th place, going a little wide on turn 1 into the grass. A perfect moment to get into that toe and be able to get just enough speed to hopefully get past him. We got a good straight here with just a left kink. So I get behind him. I'm really trying to just find my gap where I can go. I hug in for the inside. I'm going to hope that I can get around him. I got a good amount of distance. I'm pushing pretty past him. And out of nowhere, he comes barreling through the inside. I'm able to get a good cutback on that because he was obviously nervous, not playing too defensive in my regard. And I'm going to be having 4th place now. 4th place for me, and not too many cars too close behind me. I'm going to try to grab the toe here on 3rd place just to hope I can catch up. But as we're going to learn through this race, in lap 2, not a lot of things can go your way. 5th place comes barreling in, and before you know it, I am farming. I am out here mowing the lawn, raking up the leaves, and I'm already back down to 7th place. It can happen as fast as that. You go for a dirty move, you get no penalties in the front, and I'm back where I began, essentially, in this race. We go Tokyo Drift a little bit into this turn. A lot of our cars just trying to handle the weight of these production cars. And I'm going to be able to have my 8th place, taking a move on 7th right now, trying to hug the inside. We go 3 wide in this oval, like a true NASCAR Champion World Finals Cup. We're going through here, 8th place, going on the outside. He gets a little too squirrely, comes right in on the grass, and I'm able to grab 7th place with ease. So going to try to grab some toe here on 6th place into the hairpin, hoping that my 2 boys behind me in my red and black Peugeots are not going to give me too much of a problem. I'm able to get through that turn, thankfully unscathed. Not much you can say when it comes to hairpin turns. Normally going to be a massive issue. I get a good angle on that turn, and so does my 2 friends behind me. But I got a good enough gap now, I'm not too worried about it. My focus right now is, can I get at least 6th position out of this race just by getting the toe, maybe hoping that he hits the brakes a little too late. So I come in, I try to cut on the inside to get a little bit of understeer, not quite the angle I was looking for. I try to remedy it, getting a little too way close to the wall, and I'm not going to have the speed to get past him. I'm going to grab his toe, but it's not going to be enough. But, you know, some days you win, you lose, but today we grabbed 7th place. So a very small gap. 0.4 seconds coming into that, and we're gonna grab 7th place. So not too bad, not too great. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and I will be sure to see you next week on the track.